Hi, my name is Sunkeeper, and welcome back to Gloomhaven. Well, we're not in Gloomhaven right now. We're in the Digger Forest. Because right now, 3 characters are going to retire. The Soothsinger would retire if we went back to Gloomhaven, but since these are linked quests, we're going to do that and retire all 3 at once, and then reestablish a new party for the endgame rush.
With knowledge of the right path to the bandit camp, you follow the landmarks and make your way through the forest easily. You step onto a rough path, where you're greeted by a group of bandits and their hounds. "Well, what fresh meat is this?" one of them asks, unclipping the dog's leashes. "You just took your last wrong turn." You hear screams in the distance, and you shrug off the bandits' intimidation, not wanting to waste more time on this rabble.
What? You cannot start a quest while a mercenary with a completed personal quest is in the party. That's the whole point of linked things, because he doesn't retire until you go back to Gloomhaven. Hold on. We'll see if this actually... I guess I don't care which battle goals are, because you're all retiring. No, you are the only one that matters. Health is less than 2 or less? Nah. Okay. Are you going to let me do this? Because if that was the case, and that was an actual error, then you shouldn't have allowed me to even come here. Because normally if it's all the other quests and stuff like that, they're like blocked off because you have to return to Gloomhaven first, but this one's a linked one, so you don't have to do that. So let's see if this actually works. Looks like it does. Okay. Okay, I think that's well enough taken care of. What do we got here? This is another scenario where I don't think I've done before, because I don't remember ever doing a random dungeon. But maybe I did a long time ago. Bunch of wolves, huh? Well, let's try to get you over to the end. Yeah, I not that I'm disliking this this group setup, but having 3 characters with 9 cards. I guess you guys are moderate HP. Is been kind of difficult. So you do have the option to go around. If I'm here, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess it's the same. You're gonna be attacking me a lot, so we'll just do that. And if we're something like this, then you can get a bless. Let's put... yeah, we definitely want you to go relatively quick. That means you're gonna take 2 attacks though. Depending on their movement. You're gonna go up. If you go late, Soothinger's gonna get attacked anyways. If you go later than that, then you can have multiple allies adjacent to a thing potentially. Or we could just single out and flanking strike. As long as they're not attacking in place, I suppose. We could swift bow instead. Or we could go quick, yank it here, and stab it and potentially kill it. I've been a pretty big fan of that, actually. It's 6 damage with the +1, and then I could pop this to do an extra one. In theory, I should be able to pop that to do an extra one, but the other option is to yank this one over. Or vice versa. Nah, I'd rather do the big one, I think. Okay, and then what are you doing? You got a lot of difficult terrain. It's either through the difficult terrain or around the rock. It's not really a great proposal for you at all. There's a bunch of small cramped rooms too, so I may summon 1 or 2 things in here and then I'll try to save the rest for there. If we scooch you over, since you're going to be taking that anyways, then you'll have some open space here. So that you can... Oh, let's see. Thorn shooter from the back. I'm liking that idea. That to generate flame. Cool. Alright, so my Sunkeeper does get to go. Cool. Let's see. Like I said, we're going to pull this one here. And then hopefully with a +1. See, that's how they fixed it. Okay. I know this was an issue in a different episode. I don't remember if it was the last episode or the one before that. But in an earlier episode, not in an early episode, in an earlier scenario that I played through by myself in the main 4-player campaign, this thing did like infinite damage. I don't know what was bugged about it, but it appears to be fixed now. And to get around that, it says suffers 1 damage. It's not 1 true damage, it just increases your attack by 1. And then everything adjacent to it is... oh, it doesn't actually do that. Does this just not work then? Okay, well, we'll save it for the AoE, because I'm pretty sure the AoE is still worth it. Well, that's not ideal. I guess we'll bring back Flanking Strike, though. That was your only 0. That is your only 0. That should have been dead. Okay, well, you're going to take a hit from this. I'm going to have my Sunkeeper move up just to make sure that you take that hit. It is 4 damage. The other option is for me to move over here. If I go here, I'll probably get attacked by those guys, but 4 damage, 5 damage, yeah, you might take a few hits, but it'll keep it away from the rest of the group then. Already got that curse out. Very nice. See, no problem. Alright, put the Thorn Shooter in the back. That is range 3, so I can shoot one of the wolves for a fire. And I suppose you could ignore this and just let the bones attack it if the bone dies. Oh well. Now we do have Black Fire, and then I suppose get some healing out. Let's save that for next round, maybe. We're not going to move. Never mind. You've already gotten all your kills, so it doesn't particularly matter now. Although, I don't think you have a hound, do you? I mean, if you do, let's see. What do you got for a good top? Disarm, that's pretty late though. Nothing is adjacent to you. We could do this. It's still kind of late. Everybody's so spread out. You could walk over here and smack that, and then the rogue could do something else. Swift Bow's are range 4, so you can pretty much hit anything you want. And we just need to spread some damage. Your plan. Okay, let's save the heal then. And then what else do you want to do? This is just a bottom. We're not going to use the wolves yet. Nothing as shield. We're fine. Pierce. Oh, that's not fun. I mean, essentially, it's just like a 4 damage and 3 damage attack, which my shield is already negating anyway. But we'll go here, get this guy off your back. Jeez. Why is it you draw all the rolling modifiers on something you're gonna kill? It's uncanny. Okay. You're not doing multi-target, are you? Good job, Thorn Shooter. That's what I want you to do. Oh, that's right. The Bones was gonna do that. Okay. Well, we can... If we wound these other two, you're going to heal, and you can... Well, this one would for sure kill that, at least. And then we'll keep moving up through the middle. And now that my Bones signed up to be in the front, we'll try to protect him, I guess. Good thing. All right. That card actually had some use. Very nice. The other one that's... Well, I guess these two are technically isolated, so we could kill that one since it's not wounded. Your plan is to heal this. I don't think we're going to move with you. We'll just keep spreading the wound. And a stun. And more rolling modifiers. Oh, but I missed. That would have been a 4 damage stun attack. That would have killed it. Alright. Move up. 1, 2. You're yeah, okay. Let's take one more turn in here and then we'll go through the door. We now have light. You need to get moving. I suppose we could summon the golem up front. You need to get moving. Well, the disarm would follow through the next turn. Let's just kill them. 2, 3, wound. 2, 3, 4, 5, wound. Although you're gonna be here. Wait, your cautious advance is a 4, so you can actually go here. Alright, that's fine. And if you go later, we'll have 2 allies around this one, and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not... Well, we're using that as a top, and then that's a jump. Okay. Good thing we're moving before you're doing that. Maybe we could kill you outright. Nice. Not quite, but I'll wound you, and then that will be nice. I guess you aren't going to go through the door next turn. Wow. Alright. We're going to summon you here just for safety. Alright. Alright, and you have 3 allies next to it, so this is going to be a really big attack. Plus we got a big move. Oh, this is going to be good. 13 damage. 15 damage. Alright, well you're not going through. We can... If we double tactical order, we could get the Thorn Shooter up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I could do it again. You still have your marching beat. Wow, hold on. You have no way to really get back to it. If you go late enough, it'll move up. You could step here and then marching beat it. So you need to go first. Well, we'll let you go first and go in there and see if we can't kill something. Something like that, I guess. If there is even anything in there. You're gonna go after that. Then you're gonna do your marching beat. And then you're gonna do your tactical order since I can't move anyway. Okay. Drakes. Why'd it have to be drakes? Well, if I step here and go invisible, they can't get around me. They won't move. My allies still have a target to go for. Nice. Oh. Nice. Yeah, single out is quite a powerful card. Get a bunch of spread enemies like that. The Drake already went, so yeah, you're safe to do this. I wasn't trying to get the Thorn Shooter up. I could certainly marching beat you, and maybe I'll use my stamina pot for that, or did I already use my stamina pot? I don't remember. Except this, you were supposed to go first, Soothsinger. Uh-huh. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is gonna be a move 4. 1, 2. Never mind. Yeah, I meant to do the Soothsinger first. But this is still a move 5, so I think it'll go all the way over there. Nope, not quite. So is yours is enhanceable too. Maybe that's a good 30 investment we'll do. Getting tactical order on you as 5 as well. Alright, well now that we got something to flank. Move to flank stab. You can long rest. I need you to get going. 1, 2. Well. 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. No matter what I do. 1, 2. Why are you so slow? Let's short rest with you as well. We'll get a marching beat on the Sunkeeper. Okay. So the rogue will be out of the way. The marching beat will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could go 4. 1, 2, 3. What do I want for a movement? Unless we could get the summoner off. I don't remember what's in this scenario, but I don't think I'll need that. So we'll go 24 just to get the summoner moving. And that will ensure that we get enough attacks on that to hopefully kill it. If not, then we'll go through the door. And now your tactical move from the Soothsinger, which actually is, yeah, it's a move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Followed up by your normal move 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, call it good. And we should be going plenty ahead of you. Very nice. Except for the summoner need to go before the Soothsinger. It wasn't the Sunkeeper that needed it, it was the Soothsinger. And going over there doesn't help because we're going to be jumping over that, so I'll just skip. Oh yes, stand in front of the thorn shooter that only moves 1. That's good. You don't have a stealth cloak thing. You're only moving 1, the guard's not a problem. You are a big problem though. If I step here, I'm still fine. And then my Sunkeeper should be able to come in and tank it. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. No, my Sunkeeper can only get there. Okay. Well, we'll wound the 2 guards. You got heals and you can... Oh, I suppose we could do this. Well, that's just inviting your guard to kill that thing. Never mind. Never mind. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. They're both the same. I'm not going to be able to get an attack anyways. So if we tell you to move, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's attacking 2 targets. I don't really want to hurt the golem, so we'll do that. We can take a hit. Protect at least 1 orchid captive. What is that? We haven't seen any orchid captives yet. Let's see. So we have the option to beacon top, glorious bolt bottom to wound the drake. We have a heal bottom there. Yeah, I'm not liking... Let's see. We could either heal top and attack bottom, or attack top and not. So let's do that. Let's go later. You're gonna be... You're beaconing to heal off my poison. Actually, I don't need the heal then, do I? So then what I need to do is go back and tell my golem to move again. You just need to get up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can disarm them. They're retaliating, that's fine. Wasn't planning on meleeing them anyway. I think I have to be here to be line of sight. I only get the 2 though. Thorn shooter as a target. Very nice. Except Soothsinger, now you're kind of in the way of where I was planning to go. Well, that's not great. We'll do this. Are you ready to join us again? Do you have any more charges of single out left? No. Well, we'll help kill this stuff this time, and then next round we'll probably have you run in and kill something. You have your boots now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move. Which one was that? Is that this one? With a flanking strike. So that we'll be able to kill that guard. You'll take a hit then, but okay. Ooh. I mean, you're... Why are you so fast? I kind of wish these cards were switched. I don't need the strengthen. I don't need the strengthen. All your +2s, and you're very, very likely to miss now, but I don't need your strengthen. We're fine. Run up and stun it, I guess. Keep you moving towards the door. Really wasting your boots just for that one extra movement, huh? Or I could move 5 and get a 4 damage attack. I want to save my boots, I think. As much as I want to get a nice 6 damage attack, I think I'll have to settle for a 4 damage attack. 5 damage because I moved a lot, which I was going to do anyways. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Alright, so how did that play out? 9 damage. It was base 4 because of that. +1 from the weapon, I assume. What was my modifier? I rule it ×2 modifiers. Okay. +1 was for moving, though. That was not... So yeah, the flash hand doesn't do anything to the target. Maybe it's applied after the target dies, and both times I did it, the target died. I don't know. I'll have to have someone else buy that and try that at some point. Sunkeeper, do you have a big move to get through this door? Does anybody need any health? I don't think so. Okay. Well, you have your dazzling charge, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really late though. We want to go after that, so all the stuff moves up. You're not going to be much help this round. 1, 2, 3. We're fine. Probably need the disarm. Your biggest move is that. Our plan with you is to prep, so prep and move and loot, I guess. And then next turn we're going to run in there. We'll be invisible and strengthened. Oh, you're already strengthened. Let's go. Can you go any quicker? We're in the last room. You can rest. Tactical order. Well, it's only move 4 or move 3. So that's actually worse than a dazzling charge. And then with this, I could make the summoner move up a little bit, or even your golem. The golem would only move 2 spaces, but at least he'd be in there next round. Swift bow. And I guess a move and jump. And the following turn we can pull and backstab or something. Okay. What were you planning to do? You're planning to run through the door before everybody else, huh?
You reach the main bandit encampment in a large, open clearing. Looking beyond the formidable force of enemies before you, you see a group of ragged orchids off to one side. More victims of these monsters. The captive orchids notice your arrival and use the opportunity to slip out of their bonds and overwhelm one of their distracted captors. You smile, knowing your family will be avenged this day. The bandits look back and forth between you and the escaping captives in a panic. One of the guards hefts his sword and charges. Kill them all! No one shall escape!
Move and attack 3. Alright, cool. It says protect at least 1 captive orchid, so that's cool. Guards are moving 2. If I stand here, that guard, well, no matter where I stand, that guard's going to get me. But hopefully the Sunkeeper coming in will alleviate some of that. The archer, move and attack. Let's see, if I disarm these 2, that would protect them. The archers are going next, though. Are they moving? They are. It's only 1 damage. The wolf is doing 3, and the guard's doing 4. I'd almost rather disarm this guard. The guard's only moving 2, and if I'm invisible here, he can't hit me. Although, hold on. What's Sunkeeper? What are you doing again? Either move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plop. So it looks like I'm gonna go here. Sunkeeper and you will take those 2 hits, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yep. And if I disarm these 2, that will protect those 2. And then the rogue. Rogue's going next. Rogue, what are you doing? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your boots. 1, 2, 3. You can get over there and protect them. Okay. And then shoot another thing, I guess. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna stay here, disarm this. Go invisible and let the Sunkeeper take. Oh, I thought that was a guard. Alright. And this is an ally, so the rogue coming in now. What are you shooting at? They're allies, so they're shielded because of my Soothsinger, and oh, you're in my way. Well, I can still go 1, 2, 3, but golem. Okay, so you'll be able to attack that. I just used my jump for that. Huh. Well, that's annoying. All that's left are the guards. I can still get in here. He is an ally to me. The guard has moved 2. Which means you're gonna get hit by this guard. but at least you're protecting them. Nice. Of course you guys miss. Do you have your own deck too? It does appear that they have their own deck. Okay. I was trying to protect you guys. I appreciate you taking a hit for me, but... Okay, I do not want you going up. Alright, now you do have a ability to backstab and suffer no damage. Sunkeeper, that was your only jump, wasn't it? Okay, well, this time you'll get out of the way. And actually join the fray. Okay, and that would mean if you go something like this, your golem can run up and hit that. You also have your boots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do your run and jump and then shoot something. If you strengthen everybody, that would be really good. Okay, strengthen everybody. Kill it. I wish I could move, but kill it. There you go. Scoundrel hits so hard once you know how to use her. So this would put me on the other side. At least I'd get an attack in. The main thing is just to get out of the way of the golem. I should have hit and then run though. Now you're hitting me hard. Ow. Just to start softening the ones in the back up. Might as well. Alright, who's getting the chest? Probably the Sunkeeper, given everybody else is retiring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if we'll be able to kill them all this turn. 2, 3, 4 up the middle, I guess. Just double heal for you. Oh, Marching Beat. Good. We can do that to the Sunkeeper then. And might as well just short rest. Flanking Strike. That's my best card. Loot every hex. 1, 2. Actually quite useful. I don't think it'll amount to an extra enhancement, but I will double check that and keep track. Okay, so we try to heal them up a little bit. Who's gonna be the rogue's gonna be taking the damage? But we will get off. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. At least you won't be poisoned then. There. Guard is not a problem. Major cure potion. All right. That's the one that removes all negative effects, including stun. So, not all that useful for level 1 scenario, given how few things you actually have. But all right, that wasn't too bad.
With the last of the bandits dead, one of the surviving captives approaches your group and falls to his knees. "I thank you for rescuing us," he says quietly. "Know that my tribe will forever be your ally." As he gathers his companions and heads off into the forest back home, you survey the carnage around you. The group of bandits has indeed been eradicated, and you feel relief finally knowing revenge was delivered for your village. There are plenty of spoils here to help you start a new life as well. A first step towards a more secure future.
And if you didn't have it, that would unlock the Doom Stalker. Alright. So look at this scenario. 10 gold each. If you were in a 2-player party, only one person would benefit from that. So that just sort of reinforces the idea that when you return back to Gloomhaven, you can, sell your stuff, enhance your stuff, and then right before retiring, enhance. Because where else would that 10 gold for that retiring character be any use? Or is it really just for the rest of your party? Because again, this is the end of the Take Back the Trees personal quest. So, yeah. What do you mean continue personal quest? Oh, the things you've killed. When you started this adventure, you had no idea what creatures lurked in the dark, what trials they would provide. You've killed things you never thought you would, or even could. But now you've seen everything Gloomhaven has to offer, and you're pretty sure that there are no more beasts here that could possibly challenge you. You fill up a small cart with your trophies and leave Gloomhaven to continue the hunt. Okay, so you ended with 21 gold. So you had 59 gold worth of items. That leaves you with 90? 70, 80. So you have 80 gold. That'd be enough for a 50 and a 30 if you bring it back. Clockwork Cave, which we already unlocked, which means we must have all of the random scenarios unlocked then, which is good. What? Why didn't you two retire? Follow scenario bandits would to a conclusion. We did. Game? What? You had 88 worth of gold. Let's finish this. I'm gonna try restarting it and see if maybe that fixes it. But so the summoner might be able to get one of those very nice summon upgrades. Although bringing her back, I don't know if I have 157 gold all at once. But this should bump us to prosperity level 8 with that one retiring. Here, let's try going here and then coming back after. Is it Foggy Thicket? No, it's not Foggy Thicket. Bandit Wood, Bandit's Wood. All right. Bandit's what? Red, green berries are good, but I'll be leaving right away, so. So as a throwaway side scenario anyways, that's fine. There we go. Okay, so that worked then. What a weird bug. You'll never get your village back, but knowing that those who took it from you have paid for their crimes is enough for you. And with the help of the orchids you liberated from the bandits, you can rebuild like your village would have wanted. Having no more desire for battle, you bid your dear companions farewell and leave Gloomhaven to live your life amongst the trees. You're sure the forest will send help to reward your friends' good deeds. Cool. There we go. And now it didn't give us the prosperity level 8 announcement thing. That's kind of sad. All right, what do we get? Cloak of Phasing. This is amazing and a lot of fun. It's basically flying boots, but you can go through obstacles and be invisible whenever you want. So if you do a mind thief strategy of go late, come out, stab, stab, go quick, stab, stab, go hide, it'd be a decent one for a Soothsinger, actually, instead of the Cloak of Invisibility. So assuming there's an obstacle to standing, because then she could just stand there. She can't attack, but then again, she has mostly status effects and that sort of things, like the AoE curse or the disarm. Those are not attacks, so she would be able to do all of that just fine. Any sort of support class with healing and whatnot is really good for that. That's also really good for the Night Shroud. What else do we get? Unstable Explosion, that's good. All allies suffer is a bad drawback though. While she cool, but wastes both hands. Serene Sandals, there's the standard move 4. Was there a standard move 3? Comfortable shoes, right? This would actually be a decent one for like a Sunkeeper to have, but the rocket boots I think are just, when I get to use the rocket boots, are so much more useful to have the jump. Doom Powder is like the Sun Powder, except for it adds poison and curse. This isn't range attack specifically, so that's nice. Lucky Eye, during your turn, strengthen yourself and all adjacent allies. Why are these out of 6? There's only 4 characters. Why are they out of 6? It's just really weird. Minor Cure Potion. Especially the Major Cure. Is this a prosperity one? I think that's just a random item design. I don't know. Not sure. Scroll of Power we just unlocked. It's sort of like Scroll of Healing, except for increased their attack. Okay, cool. I miss a helmet. Telescopic Lens. +2 range to your attack. I see. Alright, I suppose we should do some enhancements and then try to figure out what we want for our endgame party. You now have 50. That is a decent amount for an enhance. So let's look at you first. This being a base 4 essentially makes it like Hammer Blow, except for this one makes it 5 damage, generates light 4 Hammer Blow, and this one's just 5 damage and an advantage. So let's enhance Daybreak. Okay. Now, let's go back to the map. What do I want in an endgame party? I think whatever I take, I want to make sure that there is as many people with ignore scenario effects as I can muster. The summoner, as you know, she herself has ignore scenario effects, but her summons don't. And so when you get 2 scenarios that are like everybody takes 1 damage per turn or everybody takes 2 damage per turn, that means her summons have a very limited lifespan with that. And I know 2 particular scenarios coming up have that sort of effect. I mean, Alchemy Lab was an example of that once you got later in the scenario, but there are 2 other ones coming up that are you always take damage. And so if you can ignore scenario effects, that's really good. In addition to things like the Windswept Highlands, where your characters get pushed around a lot, that's really annoying. And that's one of my main complaints with something like a Sabo, is that he has no ignore scenario effects. And he gets pushed around a lot and takes a bunch of damage, which isn't that great. As far as the support class goes, I really like my Sunkeeper having 3 shield. Fundamentally. And the only one that she gets 3 shield is either by Sawbones sacking a card or 3, or the Soothsinger just putting up defensive data the entire time. DPS wise, the Spellweaver is very powerful. The Scoundrel is very powerful for things like bosses. The Night Shroud, the Night Shroud is really good at stealth, but at level 1, he's basically good at a little bit of damage and never taking damage and just kind of doing his own thing. And we're kind of past the utility stage of needing someone to be able to stay stealth for a long time, loot some stuff and get out. Like, we've done those 2 scenarios without it. I think it's safe to say we're not going to do a Brute, not going to do a Night Shroud. We already have a Sunkeeper, and so that is 3 of the 17. So of the 14 left, Elementalist and Cragheart I've never been a fan of. This one's good for early game because he has a lot of cards and can kind of tank and stuff, but he's so clunky and slow, it's painful. And this one really relies on being able to get your elements when you need them, and you can try to be as flexible as you want. If you're setting up to use a wind and something uses your wind, your SOL. So not these 2. Mind Thief is sort of like the Night Shroud. She does have some ability to do a decent amount of damage, but I don't think it's strong enough for going into the end game with our plan. So what's left? We've got these 4 are pretty strong. And then as far as support classes, I'm leaning either Tinkerer or Soothsinger. Soothsinger falls into that I don't have a ignore scenario effects problem, and the Soothsinger doesn't have enough heals on her own to keep her up in those situations. I'm thinking Tinkerer, but Tinkerer doesn't have any way to really shield the Soothsinger or the Sunkeeper a lot. However, the Tinkerer does have a lot of heals that can potentially offset that 1 extra shield, so long as you're close to that. The Doomstalker is very good at single target, very much like the Scoundrel. The Scoundrel, because it's melee, can actually do a lot more damage. You have a lot of range, but at level 1, the Doomstalker, I wasn't impressed with the level 1 Doomstalker, whereas the Scoundrel at level 1 can be very, very powerful, and I've already done a lot of enhancement with it. Let's start with the Berserker, because I still have 153 gold to enhance the Berserker here. So I'm gonna let's create her. Let's look at your enhancements and see if we can't figure out what we're gonna do with the 150 gold that you left with last time we met. Enchantress. So this is, where is it? This one is sort of like the Sunkeeper's 2 damage stun. If we spend 75 to add a wound to that, that would make this really good. Just like the Sunkeepers. So with 75 left, we could either do two movement or an attack. This one doesn't get used a lot as an attack top because I have to use it so much later. And I try to use it as an attack bottom anyway. I think making that just a base 4 would actually be pretty decent. Assuming I don't have to move. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So that's the Berserker finally enhanced after all this time. Let's do Scoundrel next. Scoundrel has 116. Alright, and we don't have 150, so the Summoner won't be able to use anything that's 150. We do have 135, though. Like I said, you got 116, which is enough for 2 attack top things. You can pull and wound? That's cool. So if we get some extra damage, it'd be like on a single out top. And maybe even getting you more damage too. Wounds are good for like adds and smaller enemies. Straight damage is really good for bosses. Alright, so there's 50. You got 66 left. We could do 2 movements, or I think you're good on movement though. getting you up to 4 damage. We try not to use the single out top here. We try to use it as a bottom, but the Venom Shiv does sometimes get used as attack top. I think Venom Shiv. Nah. Okay, so that's your 2. Your 100. Soothsinger is next. Alright, you have only got 80. Which is going to be some sort of attack and probably a move. You don't have a whole lot to enhance anymore, do you? So I could either get a Bless and Strengthen on top of that, or an ally performs a 5 damage attack. But I try to use the Strengthen on top as that, so let's do this. That's 100. Never mind. Because it's multi-target, right? Okay, so then that's... We could add a wound to it. Now let's just focus on just raw damage, I think. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's all you can afford with what you had left. Last is the Summoner. Chantress, you have 150, but we only have 135. It's probably going to be something like this. This would be 100 of that. Being able to wound 3 targets? Wound 3 targets or do extra damage. Third target. Well, they're both essentially the same. Well, I think we're going to do 3 targets. So that's 100. You now have 57 left. Volatile Flame bottom can be increased by attack. You've already been increased. I rarely use you. But I would make it a 3 damage range 3, which is actually a decent range attack top for a single target. Just a shame that it has to be enhanced to do so. Yeah, we'll just make this a 3 damage range 3. That's a fair and reasonable level 1 card. Alright, so that's it for that. I need to look at the Tinkerer quick. Does the Tinkerer have ignore scenario effects? She does. He does. Good. We also have 10 available perks. I'm thinking Tinkerer might be our endgame healer then. You have so many cards. Oh my goodness. Heal bottoms, yeah. 12 cards is unique then, and everybody would have a little bit of a different staggering of cards. Sunkeeper burns down to 10 essentially, and you'd be at 12. And now we have Cloak of Pockets and other things like that, so you could get a whole bunch more healing and stuff. Like I said, the drawback is that the Sunkeeper's going to be taking more damage, but hopefully with you in the party we can mitigate that. So I think Tinker is going to be part of our in-game plan because of your ignore scenario effects. So let's flesh you out right now. What is this? Heal 2 range 1? This is like a +2 damage, +3 damage. Add a target. Interesting. It's a 0 add a target though. +2 heal. Like I said, is that a range 1? You don't really consume elements. This is more just to help anybody that would need fire. And throwing out free elements can only hurt us later, so let's not do that. Whatever you do attack, whenever you do attack, adding muddle essentially reduces the damage we take in. I'm thinking these 2 heals, a target, 2 wounds, and a +3. I'm not sure about the heals, but I think for sure the wounds here. That's, like I said, just +2s. This is a +3. Rolling target means I can hit another thing for free. And let's see. Well, this is... it makes your deck more positive and you miss less. But that means you pull the good things less. This is also a +1 damage and heal card. So I think I'd almost rather have 2 of these than 2 of these. I'm guessing that they're repair... Either repair range 1 or repair self. But I think going towards the end game that might be good. Okay. Items wise, what was your goal even? 20 different types of monster. Okay, that's not going to happen. Plus we already have that item. Cool. For chest item, probably Cloak of Pockets, just because there's so many small items that you could utilize. What does your modifier? Your modifier deck only has one, -1, so I was thinking about second skin, but that's not going to be useful. The other option would be like a Cloak of Phasing here, but given you have 12 cards and I think you're an 8 HP, or plus you can heal yourself pretty much any time, I don't want you hiding out. That would be like I said, Cloak of Phasing would be really good for something like the Soothsinger, who doesn't want to take a lot of hits. So we'll do Cloak of Pockets. Whenever we get a chance, we're going to try and enhance some of your movements to be move jump. Because I remember that being kind of a struggle with you. AoE Explosion, Volatile Bomb is good for like that stun, AoE stun. Boots. Let's see, we'll spend 30 on... Spend 30 on Advantage Goggles or save up for Pendant. That depends on the small items that you can get. This is like a real cheap gimme. A Scroll of Healing is also really good. Sun Earring. Similar to the Moon Earring, except for it heals self. Right now you don't have a lot of tapped items. It would be your helm and probably your boots if I end up going that route. We can get that. We just wouldn't have the heal self aspect of it. For now, I think getting you jumping boots is probably a priority, because you have no other jump right now. And eventually we can enhance your stuff. 45 left. We can get 35 for... we're going to be one short if you're wanting a weapon. Oh, no, it's at 30. It's 26, right? So, Advantage Goggles for when you do attack. And let's see, a weapon and a small item, or a small item. Heater Shield for defense. Weighted Nets two-handed. Poison Dagger, no. What other one-handed weapon would you want? An Unstable Explosion, maybe? Because I need 2 AoE explosion things. Okay, we could save up for that then. And then instead of that, the Moon Earring would allow you Eagle-Eye Goggles and your boots back without having to rest. Or a Power Potion. You're not really a big damage dealer though. Okay, I think we're gonna buy this just because it's cheap, and we'll save up the 13 gold and buy that other volatile bomb. Okay, so support, tank. Now we need 2 DPS. I've been really liking the Scoundrel. I've also been, I've been liking the summoner. Just her ability to overwhelm enemies has been really nice, but again, going into the end game, that's going to be a problem. Do you have ignore scenario effects? I don't think you do. See, that's interesting. This is considered medium difficulty, and this is considered high difficulty. I think the summoner getting used. I guess it's medium because the summons do what they're going to do anyways, but putting them in the right place, I guess would be I guess you could say it's a high skill cap with a low skill floor. Because the summons do what they're going to do anyways, but then making sure that they do the right thing when they're supposed to do the right thing requires a lot more skill. And this is considered a low difficulty. Alright. If I wanted a summoner class, a Beast Tyrant might be better suited for that. Which is strange to think that, the Beast Tyrant, or that the summoner class is not better at summoning, Does that mean your bear also ignores that? It also essentially means we have another tank as well. Yeah, that's just it. Most of your stuff is just commands. I'm not sure if I like the tyrant for this role, but I am considering the Scoundrel here. Okay, yeah, I think Scoundrel's gonna be a pretty safe pick. You and the Sunkeeper seem to be doing pretty well together. And we spent a lot of money enhancing you, so you're definitely a tier above everybody else now. And now you have 10 perks. If I'm going against something that's shielded, I kind of know that. Pierce 3 is just excessive, and I can't really rely on that. I'd almost rather have the poison. Invisible at the wrong time could be very detrimental. But I think poisons ensure that if I don't kill it outright, it'll now I regret not taking Pierce. Well, I guess our first battle one we'll get with that. You've only got 3 left anyway, so you'll get that pretty quickly. Merchant, let's buy you some stuff, huh? Horned Helm has been a big boon. I'm glad that I've spent a lot of time getting used to using this. Yeah, for how much you move around, it's really good. Still not convinced on the weapons though. Cloak seems like the obvious choice still, although maybe a Cloak of Phasing would be the thing. The only issue with going the Cloak of Phasing route is that when I pop that invisibility thing, I have to use it the next turn. Because as soon as you leave the hex, you're not invisible anymore. But this would allow me to... This would also mean that I don't need jumping boots at all, because I always have flying. I like that idea. And then I can just get regular boots then. Cloak of Phasing, I have flying. I never need jumping boots. It's just pure movement. Because there have been a few times where it's like, oh, I have move 6. Oh, that's right, I don't have jumping. Plus I can stand on obstacles, which, I mean, you can do with flying anyways. But I'll be invisible in obstacles. And I can attack when I want to. I like that Cloak of Phasing. That would be the only thing that would benefit you, I think, would be like some sort of blade that consumes an element, just gives you an extra attack. Okay, well, we're gonna buy the cheaper boots first. We can, it's 20 more for that. That's more than half my money left. Yeah, we'll buy cheap first, just for the times that we need a little bit of extra movement. I just thought the other good thing about Cloak of Phasing is if I want to long rest on an obstacle, I'm completely safe to do so. You know, as much as I use the stamina pot to make sure I'm in even number, the Doomed Compass, making someone move 2 without me having to like stand next to them and then going around would mean... Oh, that's tempting. I wish I had more inventory slots. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of the weapon items anyways. I could certainly invest in that. Is that worth a stamina pot? A stamina pot gives you 1 extra turn. It's all it does. Gives you 1 extra turn with the card that you want. This would allow me to, or this would ensure either that I make things go through traps or I get them next to allies. I think we're gonna do it. Cool. Alright, so you're pretty much set. Your cards are fixed. Your cards are fixed. I just gotta figure out what I want to do if not the Beast Tyrant. Someone that has ignore scenario effects, I think. Ideally a ranged class, because right now we have... Well, I mean, I guess technically the Tinker is a little bit of a ranged class, but... I wish you had scenario effects, Spellweaver, I really do. Let me take one look at your... Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Let's take another look at your tool house, because I'm familiar with the summoner now. I can't really remember you. Crackling, if we have wind, which we don't really generate all that much. We've done quite a lot of enhancing on you as well. And how do your turns normally go? Attack a bunch, attack a bunch. You're good at softening up a lot of smaller targets and only okay at doing a lot of damage to a single target. Attack bottom, range 3. Big attack tops. Potentially summoning a bottom ally. And then after burning all that stuff, you can get it all back. Again, the drawback is you don't have ignore scenario effects. What does 10 perks look like? Why do you have so many more perks than everybody else? Rolling modifiers are just... you know, maybe the rolling light and dark would have been good for the Sunkeeper, now that I'm thinking about it. Instead of this. Although you have a lot of negatives. So like the second skin would be a good one for you to get rid of those cards. And a ton of +1s. So rather than getting rid of a lot of stuff like the rogue does, you just add a bunch of 1s to try and increase your odds, I guess. The summoner with 10 perks, what does that look like? No scenario effects. Get rid of all your negatives. That alone is incredible. Rolling wounds. A rolling dark. You have 3 perks left. They can't heal themselves. We have a healer now. We don't really need rolling elements. Fire occasionally, but actually, fire and wind. What is the earth and the dark used in? You generate earth. Does anything use earth? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm considering getting this one though. Fire and wind is very useful for you. At the expense of what though? Or we can make that your first perk, I guess. Your first perk after you get that, okay. And then your cards look like... We also don't have your staff yet, but you having a bunch of summons, maybe that is just okay. And we'll just have to keep your golem alive in those boss scenarios and stuff that do a lot of damage. Ignore scenario effects, ignore scenario effects, ignore scenario effects, ignore scenario effects. Good. I think that's what we're gonna do. I've been really liking the summoner. Fundamentally, I've been really liking the summoner. And now you have 135. Okay, so what was your top was that. There are a lot of factors that are going into this. No negatives and only a miss with just a bunch of base damage and +1s. Rolling wounds. And then eventually I can add this fire and air. Which Tinker will be able to generate me fire for the now 3 target wound. And then if I get some rolling airs, I can plan around that as well. Again, this is now a 3 damage range 3. I've invested a lot into these enhancements. Kind of do the same upgrade route that we did last time. I think we'll save up. We'll just get a minor one for now. Wait, we can get minor and major. Okay. And like I said, we'll save up and eventually replace it with the Ring of Skulls and try to rebuild what we did before. And hopefully we encounter that road event to get the scenario which gives us that. Cool. All right, I think that's a good 40 minutes trying to figure that out, but I think this will be our end game. Let's do a city event. You're out in the Ward of Scales when you see a crowd of people forming to the south, growing louder and more dense by the second. As you approach, you see through the anger mob a terrified vermling being pulled in your direction by a group of gruff men. "Dirty thief!" the woman next to you screams. "String it up!" Glancing behind you to where the crowd appears to be headed, you see a disguised gibbet in the market square. The men, clearly not guards, move closer. Stop the crowd from hanging. We have a high reputation. They won't like it, but take no action. That's gonna hurt our reputation. Everything's gonna hurt our reputation. You kindly entreat the crowd to back down, and when that doesn't work, you resort to force. No one seems happy that you stopped the hanging, but it was the right thing to do. Yeah, it'll go back up. Not a big deal. All right, and then everybody donating to the Temple of the Great Orc was pretty much how we're going to have to get this prosperity level up, in addition to scenario-based rewards. We should be able to hit that, no problem, by the time we finish the campaign, though. Which means that we won't get a whole lot of use out of those tier 9 items, but anyway. So what's everybody's goals? Kill a bunch of stuff, donate, and kill a bunch of stuff. Okay, so nothing specific to scenarios. I don't have to worry about it accidentally retiring And we'll just slowly work to upgrade our gear. I'm not sure what scenario we're going to do next. We'll save the last 2 boss scenarios. Well, actually, these aren't boss scenarios, but we'll save the last 2 endgame ones for last, which also branch... Actually, hold on a sec. One of them leads to the Lost Island. Doom Trench, okay. So we might do Doom Trench next to unlock the Lost Island. The Lost Island is a really good gold generator, and given this is our final group, we want to get them some gold pretty much as quick as we can. So I think in the next episode, we'll test out the Doom Trench. We won't do the boss scenario, but we'll get the Lost Island. And with that starting capital, we'll go knock out all of the other side quests that we have left, and eventually work our way back to finishing up the campaign. Whew. That was an ordeal. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.